What's up, guys? This is like my second time making this video, believe it or not, because I just keep ranting, man. It's just like, it's hard for me to like to express what I want to express in such like a little amount of time, you know. The first video I made was like 14 minutes, and then the second video I made was like 18 minutes. So what I did was I took some notes, wrote some notes down, and just points that I want to hit up real quick, and just so you know where I'm coming from, okay? And basically the first point was anarchy. And I know for the people that don't know what that term is, what they think they know, they think it means chaos. You know what I mean? Because ever since its inception, when it came into the Greek language, that's what people associated anarchy with. Okay, but all it means is that we don't want any rulers. Okay, we don't want any rulers. Okay, we don't want anybody to rule over us. Okay, we want to make our own decisions. Okay, and now why don't we want any rulers? Well, people are flawed. Okay, people they have envy, they have greed, they have lust. They're human beings. So that's why we don't want people in with power to govern over us. I mean, if you have these traits, then the system is corruptible, and that's what we have. Okay, I wanted to basically ask a few questions. Is stealing wrong? Do you consider stealing wrong? Why do you allow the government to do it? Because you have no control over them, right? So, if you already have a belief system, you feel that someone initiating force upon you and taking your property is wrong, okay? Now, let's say the person believes in it. Let's say the person wants your necklace. It doesn't make it right. Even if he believes in it, I don't consent, right? Nobody should initiate force upon you to take your stuff. But we allow the government to do it. And the fact is, we can't do anything to stop it because they're so big. They're so powerful. So, yeah. It's okay. Sorry, that was my girl. But, yeah. So the third point I wanted to make was government is always the exact opposite of what it preaches. I always use the example of the Patriot Act. It's not patriotic, it's unpatriotic. But you say it's patriotic, you understand? So you get everybody to sign up on it and to sign off on the bill even before they even read it. And that's what happens with most bills. You know what I mean? Look at Nancy Pelosi. Just everybody just pass the bill and then you can read it after. You know, it's disgusting. But yeah, that's what they do. They hide their true intention in these bills, and they entitle it things just to garden respect from the people. You know, like the Patriot Act. You know, it's not patriotic. The war on drugs. We're really not fighting a war on drugs. The war on terror. We're not fighting the war on terror. It's all fake. You understand? Now, I should have actually told you guys this in the beginning, but my name's Juan Maldonado from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm actually living in Cali right now, though. But yes, I after high school I actually joined the Marine Corps, and I joined the Marine Corps because of 9/11, and 9/11 happened when I was like in 11th grade. So I joined the Marine Corps thinking, you know, I was really gonna fight the bad guys, you know, not knowing that I was the bad guy. You know, there were no weapons of mass destruction. You know, Saddam Hussein and Bin Laden, they had nothing to do with 9/11. Look at Bin Laden. They didn't even, if you look at the FBI's most wanted list, he was on there. But 9/11 wasn't a crime of his on there on the FBI most wanted list. Everything else but 9/11. Okay, people don't realize that he was a CIA asset. We trained him to fight against the Russians. Hey, stop it. Sorry, my dogs are wilding over here. But relax. Yeah, he was a CIA asset. Okay, don't you understand what we do? It's the same thing with like Egypt a few years ago. We were funding Mubarak for years. We made sure that his family became rich. They became billionaires. And then when the people when he sucks the people dry and they're tired of his crap, and the people start rebelling, like start to maybe start talking revolution, then we step in and go, we condemn all his acts, everything he's done. He's disgusting. He's a dictator, while we're giving him all this money to do that. You understand? So then what happens is when the people starting to rebel and what we do is we start to hire our own rebels. All right, we intertwine them into that government, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. What happens is we actually fund these radical monsters to take over governments just so we could take over their resources. That's all we do. That's all we do. Like, we created Al Qaeda. Anytime you hear Al Qaeda bombs 10 people, or it's us that's doing it. I don't call them Al Qaeda no more. I call it CIA, because the CIA runs Al Qaeda. Don't you understand? We created them in the 80s, I believe, to fight against the Russians. They were the freedom fighters back then. And now all of a sudden, oh man, Al Qaeda. Oh man, yeah, we created them. We run you guys. Stop it, man. So this is what we do. Don't you understand? So like I said, it's always the opposite, okay? Because if I want to govern you, all right, if I want to have authority over you and steal your money, I'm not gonna come out and tell you guys I'm gonna steal your money. I'm not gonna say, hey, you guys should elect me your sheriff of your town, or you should elect me your president or your mayor, because what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna protect you guys, and I'm actually gonna pass some rules or laws or whatever to protect you guys. And that's what I'm here for, because I have all the experience necessary to do this job. And then you elect me, okay? I get a salary from the town, which creates debt. I start passing all these unconstitutional rules and laws and codes and statutes in my town. You understand? Suck the people dry even more, okay? Also, what they do is, especially on a local level, you have these evil I don't know even know what you want to call them. The local government always does this though, but they end up teaming up with some big business, some big corporation, and they get paid off, and they allow them to, I don't know, dump garbage in their water supply, fluoride in their water supply. Like out here, we got our local town signing on to PG&E. So PG&E has a monopoly on our gas and electric. And guess what happens when you have a monopoly over something? You don't allow the free market to take effect. You have one monolithic entity controlling anything. What do you think is going to happen? Well, prices start rising up. People are tired of it, but they have nowhere to go. There's no other competition. And why would our local government do that? Why you think? Money talks, bullshit walks. So I don't care how small the government is, it's always gonna eventually get bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so I'm not evil. I hate violence. Now that when I got out the Marine Corps, I actually woke up, and I was so pro-government, guys. I was actually gonna vote for Obama. Like I had on my MySpace page, I had Barack Obama, all his speeches. I was crazy, dog. Like I was crazy because I actually believed that he was gonna change things. That I didn't know how it worked. I thought that he was kind of like a Martin Luther King. You know, that he actually cared about the people and he wanted to stop the wars and stop the war on drugs. And I was like, wow, man, this guy. And then I realized, once I started waking up, and my uncle started telling me to look at certain videos and read certain books, and my mind started to open up, and then I realized, oh my God, this guy, he's just like everybody else. He doesn't care about. He's the CEO of our corporation that we call America, and that's it. But he works for other people. He doesn't work for us. You understand? So even if the cops, if their intentions are good, it doesn't matter, because the system itself is corrupted. You understand? The politicians pass the rules, they pass the laws, the statutes, the codes, and the cops are the bodyguards of the politicians. So the cops are always going to be the first in the line and always the last in the line to hold everything together. But that's all they are, the paid bodyguards of these politicians that are passing these unconstitutional rules and laws just so they can suck everyone dry. I believe a lot of our problems that we have stem from the fact that we have a government. Drugs, prostitution, murder, all that stems from government, believe it or not. And you go, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Stems from government? Well, they create the environment, and they create the environment that keeps it going, and there's no stopping it. Because what I mean by this is, for example, in the 20s and the 30s, when prohibition, when alcohol was outlawed, right? What did you have? You had the same type of drug wars going on that we have right now. But it was Al Capone running amok, killing people. You understand? They couldn't even take him down for the crimes that he was doing. They had to take him down for tax evasion. You know what I mean? But he was like unstoppable, you know? Because once you outlaw something, now people are automatically gonna get a hold of it. But what you do is now people have to sell it underground. You understand? So everyone has to go into some sneaky alleyway or somebody's house to go get it. You understand? And then it creates turf wars, and yeah, people realize how bad prohibition was. But when you say, hey, we need to legalize coke, crack, weed, what? Don't you realize what is happening here? Like we hardly had coke use and crack use and any of that stuff. But what happened is the CIA brought it into the inner cities, all right? Started mass producing it, started selling it out to the people, getting people addicted, okay? And they make it illegal. So what do you think is gonna happen? People are gonna try to get a hold of it somehow. Let me tell you something. Nobody in the ghetto has planes to go to Colombia. Nobody has planes to go to Afghanistan where all the opium is. You understand? It's our government bringing it in. It's so diabolical, man. We actually helped the Taliban grow the opium in Afghanistan. Don't you understand? That's where like 93% of all the opium in the world comes from, is Afghanistan. And we protect those fields, so allow the Taliban to grow it. And then we allow them to bring it into America, while at the same time we make it illegal. But we allow the pharmaceutical companies to put it in all their pills. No government. Don't you understand? No government. Because you go, yeah, I know they have their problems. But what are we going to do without them? All these problems that I'm telling you that they're doing, they're murdering people all over the world, invading countries, bombing little kids, killing their own citizens, passing rules that are unconstitutional, stealing money, creating more debt, $18 trillion in debt, and with entitlements, we're probably like 85 trillion or $90 trillion in debt. It's so astronomical, guys. So anarchists, they get the wrong rap because people think chaos, the purge, you know? But that's what they want you to think, because they know that we're all meant to be free. That they know that, and they don't want it. They don't want you to realize, wait, we can govern ourselves? Yeah. We don't need no leaders. Thank you. I can lead myself. We don't need no leader. We're all leaders. Don't you understand? They don't want you to know the truth, and they don't want you to know that you're a God. That's right, you're a God, and I'm a God. We have the power to create, and we have the power to destroy. And they don't want that. They want to control you. Don't you understand? Now, I'm going to close this off, but I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of responses, you know. But don't call me idiot. Don't call me a moron. You know, just try to take the points that I laid out and respond to them in a logical manner. And don't call me nigger and, you know, all the crazy shit I already know is going to happen. But anyways, the last thing I want to hit up on was the fact that I don't believe in free will. Free will doesn't exist. It's an illusion created by people with power to make you believe that you have it. We don't have free will. We're all controlled by our emotions, by outside forces, whatever. All right? So I think deep down in our brain, we know we're controlled, but it strives so hard to be free. And that's the goal, to be free as much as possible in this world of control. And another thing I wanted to say was contract agreements. All right. For example, if I can't do nothing onto you unless I agree to it. Okay, that's the way things run now. You know, we gotta have a contract. You know what I mean? So, for example, we get a license to go on the road, and I guess that's an agreement with the state that you're gonna follow their rules. You know what I mean? It's a contract. You know what I mean? So when the Constitution was passed, I didn't get to sign on the contract. You didn't get to sign on the contract. We didn't get to sign on the Articles of Confederation. We didn't get to sign on the current Constitution that was passed in 1789. So we don't have to follow it. And they have no right to enforce their will upon us. All right? It's contract agreement. You understand? Just because a bunch of people pass these rules and say, "Yep, you gotta follow them." Sorry, no, I don't. No, I don't. And then people go, "Well, if you don't like it, leave." I was born here. I don't have to leave anywhere. I'm a free man. Don't you understand? And if I don't consent to be controlled and to be to have my money forcibly taken away from me, I shouldn't have that. It's just common sense. You wouldn't want anybody forcing their belief system upon you. Why is it okay for the government to impose their belief system on, you know? It makes no sense. I also wanted to say that government is God. Until you start to realize, I'm already 16 minutes into it. Once you start to realize that government is God, then you're going to realize that it's immoral and you want to get rid of it. Okay? If God were real and you went to heaven and God is telling you to do all these things that you don't want to do, is that right? Just because he's God? No, I'm God. You have no right to judge me, you hypocrite. All the people that you've killed and you've stolen from, and now what? Just because you don't like what I'm saying, you're going to throw me in hell? You know what I mean? No one has the right to judge me or has power over me. Nothing. Not even God himself. Not even the devil. If heaven isn't what I like, I'm leaving. If hell's not what I like, I'm leaving. I'd rather chill in limbo. You understand? This is just hypothetical things. I'm just saying. Like, we're the God of ourselves, man. And nobody has no right to control you. You're a free human being. And you need to start acting like it. But anarchy is just freedom. The freedom to rule over your own selves. And we have to live with the consequences of our actions. You understand? But there'll be a lot less murders, a lot less stealing, a lot less, because everybody will be held accountable for themselves and their neighbors and the other people. You couldn't go around killing people and doing all this stuff. What do you think is going to happen? You know what I mean? And the fact that there's no cops. So everything, it will be so much better environment than the one we currently have now. When people go, but what about murders? That can still exist, prostitution, and that still exists now, but just on a larger scale. If anything, prostitution, that shouldn't even be illegal. That's something you want to do with your own body. Drugs, that's something you want to do with your own body. You understand? But it'll be such on a lower level. Just like how it is in Vegas, you know? It's legal out there, so they have brothels. And it's more safer. Because people don't want to sleep with girls that are disease-ridden. You understand? So people make sure that the girls are clean. It's a better system. And that's the system that we need. Now, you see what's happened with California and Colorado with drugs, with weed, right? Come on, it's just common sense. But trust me, in the future, government won't exist. It's going to be a primitive form of thinking. And we're going to be like, what? People actually came up with government? Why? It's going to be so primitive. We're going to look back and be like, I can't believe we came up with those things, man. But anyways, 19 minutes in, and I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully you made it to the end and you know where I'm coming from. I'm not a violent person. I love love, and I hate violence, and I want less of it. You understand? So that's why we need to get rid of government, because government is just a gang of bloodthirsty monsters. Okay? We weren't even supposed to have a Congress or a president and anything like that. Look up Patrick Henry's quotes on the Congress and the president and what he'll be able to do. Invade countries, and there'll be no one to stop him. We set up the same system of government that we set up in England, a monarchy. And it's a mixture of it's a socialist monarchy, fascist monarchy. It's a mixture of everything. It's disgusting. But that's where I'm coming from. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace. All right, guys.